You think change has to be big, loud, immediate. You want to transform your life and you dive headfirst, only to get frustrated and give up. How many times have you promised yourself a massive turnaround that never came? The truth is, this frantic search for gigantic results paralyzes you. But Taoism shows another way, a quieter way, where one tiny step can change everything. The key to real progress isn't in brute force, but in subtlety. Want to discover how? Stay with me, and if this message resonates, hit that like button and subscribe. This journey of self-discovery is better when shared. We live in a world that glorifies the quantum leap, instantaneous transformation. We want the perfect body yesterday, the dream career in a month, spiritual enlightenment in a weekend retreat. And then when it doesn't happen, discouragement hits, that feeling of failure. You feel exhausted, overwhelmed, trapped in a cycle of trying and giving up, don't you? This pressure for immediate results is a trap. It pulls us away from our own essence, makes us fight against the natural flow of life. The Tao Te Ching already said in chapter 63, act without doing, work without effort. Seems contradictory, right? What does acting without doing even mean? Imagine a river. It doesn't strain to carve the canyon. It simply flows. Drop by drop, over time the water finds its way, navigates obstacles, and transforms the landscape monumentally. The river doesn't rush, doesn't get frustrated for not having shaped the mountain in a day. It trusts the process. The pain you feel when trying to force change is the friction of fighting against your own nature, against the intrinsic rhythm of things. It's like trying to push a door that opens outwards. Tao invites us to release this resistance, to understand that true strength isn't in brute effort, but in adaptability and gentle persistence. Many of us carry the belief that only Herculean effort brings results, that only intense pain validates success. But this mindset leads to exhaustion, to burnout. It's as if we're constantly running a marathon with a weight on our backs without even seeing the finish line. Tao suggests that often the act of not doing is the most powerful action. It's not about inertia, but about the intelligence of nature. Observe the tree. It doesn't force itself to grow. It simply grows, following its own rhythm, absorbing what it needs. And we, humans, often forget our own inner intelligence, our own flow. How many projects have you abandoned because you thought it had to be all or nothing? How many dreams remained on the shelf because the first attempt wasn't perfect? This search for immediate perfection is the enemy of progress. It's the illusion that life happens in leaps and not in a continuous dance of subtle movements. Think for a moment. How many times have you exhausted yourself trying to change something all at once, only to end up exactly where you started? Do you feel frustrated by the lack of progress, despite so much effort? If the big leap is a trap, then what is the way? Taoism teaches us to value what is small, subtle, almost invisible. Think of the small as large and the few as many, says the same chapter of the Tao Te Ching. We're talking about wu-wei action, acting without forced effort. It's not inactivity, it's acting in harmony with the flow, with minimum resistance. It's the leaf that falls and fertilizes the earth, not the storm that uproots trees. It's the bamboo that bends with the wind but doesn't break. Think about your breath. You don't force it, it simply happens. But if you consciously dedicate 5 minutes to deep breathing each day, the benefits accumulate exponentially. Less stress, more clarity. It's these small daily yeses to your intuition, to your values that shape your reality. Want to build a habit? Don't start with an hour of meditation. Start with 1 minute. Want to write a book? Write one sentence. Want to reconnect with yourself? Dedicate a tiny but intentional amount of time to silence. Each of these tiny steps is an invisible brick in the construction of a fuller life. It's the consistency of the small that generates massive impact. It's not about the intensity of a single action, but about the gentle accumulation of thousands of smaller, aligned actions. Imagine Ikigai, the Japanese concept of finding your purpose. It doesn't arise from a thunderous revelation, but from the careful observation of your passions, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can be paid for. These are the tiny clues that life gives you. They are like the silk threads of a cocoon, slowly intertwining to form something magnificent. When you take a small step aligned with your purpose, Even if it seems insignificant, you are sending a message to the universe and, more importantly, to yourself that you are on the right path. The Tao does not rush, and yet it transforms everything. Your life can be like this too. It's not about speed, but about direction and gentle consistency. It's understanding that progress isn't a destination, but a continuous dance, where every movement, no matter how small, has an immense impact on the whole. How about starting to see the value in your small victories, in your small daily choices? Start with something as simple as drinking a glass of water when you wake up, or dedicating 5 minutes to reflect on your day. Observe how these tiny acts begin to anchor you and create a new flow. Real change happens not when you force it, but when you allow yourself to be guided by small internal impulses, trusting in the wisdom of the process. What's one small thing you could do right now that would change everything? Slowly, that micro action you've been avoiding because you think it doesn't make a difference. Ultimately, the Taoist secret to progress isn't about doing more, but about doing differently. It's about trusting the process, valuing the journey, and understanding that the greatest mountains are eroded by the smallest drops. Instead of fighting against the current, learn to surf the waves, even the smallest ones. Every tiny step, every conscious choice aligned with who you truly are accumulates, and before you know it, you will have moved miles without feeling the burden of change. Don't seek transformation, live it one step at a time. Find your natural rhythm, your version of Wu Wei. True change isn't about what you do, but about how you align yourself with the flow of life itself. The essence of Tao is to be present, perceive the flow, and act in harmony with it. When you do this, transformation happens naturally, effortlessly, like the cycle of the seasons. Remember, the Tao does not rush, and all is accomplished. If this message touched you, if you feel the call to this gentler, more powerful journey, comment, "I restart." You recomeço, like the video, and subscribe to the channel to keep walking this path with us. This message could change someone's life. Please share it.